She wasn't the tallest, the fastest, or the most celebrated, yet somehow, she became unstoppable. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt only fueled her rise. Born into a legacy of rugby greatness, she had to fight to make her own name. And make it she did. This is the story of Sophie de Goede, a story of grit, ambition, and a quiet force that turned a young girl from Victoria into one of the most formidable leaders in world rugby. Welcome back to Skylight Waves, where we bring the untold stories of the world's greatest athletes to life. If you love journeys of talent, resilience, and triumph, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because today, we dive deep into the life and legacy of Sophie de Goede, Canada's rugby prodigy. Early life. Born on June 30, 1999, in Victoria, British Columbia, Sophie de Goede grew up surrounded by rugby royalty. Her mother captained the Canadian women's team, her father led the men's side. From a young age, Sophie absorbed the lessons of leadership, grit, and passion, not from a classroom, but from the field. Multi-sport beginnings. She was unstoppable, a natural athlete. Soccer, cross-country, volleyball, basketball, Sophie tried it all. Yet when she first touched a rugby ball, it was different. Something clicked. Her instincts, her frame, her drive, everything aligned. Queen's University would become the stage where it all came together. University breakout. At Queen's, Sophie didn't just play, she dominated. Rookie of the Year in 2017. Player of the Year in 2018. She led the Gales women's rugby team to their first national championship. And basketball? She helped the Gales win bronze at the national championship. Athleticism, leadership, heart, Sophie had it all. Professional leap, Saracens and Premier 15ths. In 2020, Sophie took a bold leap, moving to London to join Saracens in the Premier 15ths. By 2021, she was already turning heads. Player of the match in a semi-final victory against Loughborough Lightning. Away from home, far from comfort, Sophie thrived, proving she belonged among the world's elite. Rising in the international ranks. Sophie's rise wasn't limited to club rugby. By 2022, she was captaining the Canadian national team, one of the youngest leaders in recent history. She guided Canada with a blend of power, vision, and instinct, inspiring teammates with every play. Player of the match honors against Italy. Just the beginning. 2025 World Cup and peak performance. 2025, a year of redemption and triumph. Returning from an ACL injury, Sophie was stronger than ever. At the Women's Rugby World Cup in England, she led Canada with unparalleled skill. Tackles, offloads, points scored, she did it all. Her performance earned her the ultimate recognition, World Rugby Women's 15th Player of the Year. Personal life. Off the pitch, Sophie de Goede is as focused and driven as she is on it, but there's a side to her that fans rarely see. Growing up in Victoria, British Columbia, Sophie was surrounded by rugby royalty, yet she has always maintained a grounded, humble approach to life. She graduated from Queen's University with a degree in commerce, balancing academics and elite sport, a testament to her discipline and work ethic. Despite her busy schedule as a professional athlete, Sophie makes time for family, friends, and mentoring young players who look up to her. Her dedication to giving back reflects the leadership qualities that define her on the field. Outside of rugby, Sophie enjoys staying active in multiple sports, reading, and engaging with her local community. While she thrives under the spotlight during international tournaments, she treasures moments of normalcy, quiet mornings, coffee with friends, and the chance to recharge away from the stadium lights. Her personal life shows the balance of a world-class athlete, grounded, focused, and committed, not only to rugby but to being a role model for the next generation. Untold and lesser-known fun facts about Sophie de Goede. The double life of a dual athlete. Most athletes finish one practice and collapse. Sophie finished one practice and sprinted to another. Rugby boots off, basketball shoes on. Same day. Same grind. Same impossible standard. And she did it for years. The girl who tried not to be a rugby star. Growing up with two national captains as parents sounds like destiny, but Sophie ran from it. She tried to carve her own path, burying herself in basketball to escape the weight of a last name. Ironically, it was that escape that made her stronger. Her mother's secret playbook. Some athletes study film. Sophie studies her mother's handwritten notes, pages filled with strategy, grit, and the voice of a former Canadian captain. Before big tournaments, she reads them like a sacred text. The song that starts every battle. Before every test match, there's a moment only her teammates know, Sophie humming a single song under her breath, "Dog days are over." A ritual. A reset. A quiet transformation from person to captain. Cartoons? No. All Blacks classics. While other kids watched cartoons, Sophie watched Jonah Lamu running through defenders like they were paper. Her Saturday mornings were filled with rugby legends, the foundation of her own destiny. Training with the men's under-20s. To sharpen her edge, Sophie once stepped into a training session with the Canadian men's under-20 squad. It wasn't a stunt. It wasn't hype. It was pure hunger, a captain preparing for war. The armband collection. Every captain's armband she's ever worn, from high school to national team, she's kept. Not as trophies, but as reminders that leadership is earned, not given. Behind every tackle, every kick, every captain's huddle, lies a library of tiny stories the world never saw. These are the pieces that built Sophie de Goede, not just an athlete, but a phenomenon. Honors and achievements. To understand Sophie de Goede's impact, you don't look at the trophies alone, you look at the pattern, a career defined by leadership, consistency, and clutch performances when the stakes were highest. International honors. Captain of Canada's national women's rugby team, leading across multiple test windows and major tournaments. 2021, delayed, Rugby World Cup, captain. Led Canada through the global stage in New Zealand. 2025 Women's Rugby World Cup, England. Named to the squad and emerged as one of the standout players of the tournament. World Rugby Player of the Year, 2025. A monumental recognition, becoming one of the few Canadians ever nominated and ultimately named the World Rugby Player of the Year. Multiple Player of the Match awards. Including key internationals versus Italy, USA, and warm-up matches leading into global tournaments. Club and domestic achievements. Saracens Women, Premier 15th. Joined the Powerhouse Club in 2020. Player of the Match, Premier 15th semi-final versus Loughborough Lightning, 2021. Contributed to Saracens' continued dominance during her stint. University and U Sports legacy. Sophie didn't just dominate one sport, she excelled across two. U Sports Rookie of the Year, 2017. U Sports Player of the Year, 2018. Lois and Doug Mitchell U Sports Athlete of the Year Award, 2022. One of the most prestigious national honors for a student athlete in Canada. Led Queen's University Gaels rugby team to their first ever national championship. Helped the Queen's women's basketball team secure a bronze medal at the 2022 U Sports Women's Basketball Championship, showcasing one of the rarest dual sport achievements in Canadian university sports. This isn't just a list. It's a roadmap, of a leader forged, a legacy earned, and a destiny claimed. From the shadow of a legacy, to the captain of a nation. From dual sport prodigy, to World Rugby's Player of the Year. Sophie de Goede didn't follow a path, she carved one. A leader. A warrior. A pioneer. And a reminder that greatness is never inherited, it's earned. If you were inspired by Sophie's journey, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because here at Skylight Waves, we bring the world's most powerful stories to life. Who should we cover next? Drop your suggestions below, and we'll see you in the next one.